Hello friends, today I am going to explain about a second experiment, analog and digital electronics laboratory. Second experiment, common emitter characteristics, common emitter amplifier characteristics. We are going to suppose see the practical demonstration and how to suppose measure the readings, okay, how to suppose draw the model graph and how to suppose use the similar graph. Okay, for this experiment we are using the similar graph which is representing the suppose amplifier frequency response. Okay, the main aim of this common emitter amplifier, we are going to suppose plotting the frequency response of this common emitter amplifier and characteristics. Okay, characteristics, what is the input resistance and what is the output resistance, what is the suppose voltage gain and current gain. Okay, so common emitter amplifier, first what is the amplifier amplify the suppose the weak signal by using this device, okay, which is the suppose the transistor device increase the input signal weak signal amplitude at output terminal. Okay, so common emitter amplifier means the base signal amplified by this BJT transistor at collector terminal. Okay, so that's why we are saying suppose the common emitter amplifier. So here the emitter terminal is common. You can observe by seeing the circuit diagram. Here the emitter terminal is common for input and output. That's why we are saying suppose this is the common emitter amplifier. Okay, common emitter amplifier. So see the circuit diagram of common emitter amplifier. So this amplifier already we discussed about the characteristics of common emitter amplifier. Okay, this amplifier designed by the common emitter configurations. We are taking. So because common emitter configuration provides the voltage gain and current gain is high. Okay, so generally where we are using the suppose the amplifier means in public audio systems we are using. Okay, in functions we are using the suppose the amplifier. Okay, so means the audio signal, generally the units of audio signal is decibels. Okay, so we have to calculate the gain in decibel. So that is the suppose we have the formula 20 log power gain. Okay, 20 log power gain AP we are representing A sufficient P. So see the circuit diagram of common emitter amplifier. So we taken here suppose the common base configuration and we designed by using the voltage divider bias. Okay, this is the voltage divider bias because voltage divider bias provides the stability factor 1. Okay, so we are suppose giving the source signal by using the function generator. Okay, so this signal we are giving from the function generator, that is we are calling FG. Okay, so from the function generator we are suppose giving the suppose source signal to this amplifier system. Okay, this is a single stage amplifier. This one is a single stage common emitter amplifier, this one. So this signal we have to take from the function generator. I will show you. Okay, and we have to set this signal with 100 millivolts and 1 kilohertz frequency. Okay, my weak signal now 100 millivolts with 1 kilohertz frequency. Okay, so amplifier suppose amplitude amplifier per suppose means that will increase only amplitude of the your input signal. Like this you will get the output of this amplifier. So this is your audio signal. Generally we are representing with sine signal. Okay, this signal get amplified by this transistor and you will get the output is the amplitude, increased amplitude you will suppose observe here and the frequency is constant. Okay, if your amplitude suppose you are not getting the suppose amplitude exactly suppose the shape in input. Okay, means only the amplitude will be increases but the frequency is constant. If frequency is varying, that is called a frequency distortion. If you are getting the output amplitude, output is distorted amplitude, that is nothing but amplitude distortion. Okay, if your phase is different, input and output, that is the phase distortion, that is called phase distortion. Okay. So see, by using suppose the source resistance, the signal having some, suppose we are representing the source signal having some resistance, that is we are representing with 1 kilo ohm resistor, and this is the coupling capacitor. So C1 and C2 are both coupling capacitor, the range 100 microfarad, and here the bypass capacitor range is suppose these two capacitors C1 and C2 capacitors are 10 microfarad, and this electrolytic capacitor, bypass capacitor, this range is 100 microfarad. Okay, and R1, R2 biasing resistors. R1 resistor we have to take the 100 kilo ohm, and suppose 10 kilo ohm resistor we have to connect in place of R2 resistor, and this is a current limiting resistor 4.7 kilo ohm, and stability resistor is 1 kilo ohm. Okay, and finally the load resistor is 1 kilo ohm. Okay, so these are the circuit specifications, and to design the common emitter amplifier by using voltage divider bias, we have to take the appropriate this components. Okay, so make sure the values, if any value is different here, ultimately the effects goes on the amplified signal. Ultimately the effects goes on the amplified signal. Okay, so we have to take this properly, this component, and we have to suppose design the common emitter amplifier. Okay, and this one is a bias voltage. Make sure this is the DC voltage and this one is the AC voltage. Okay, so by using this DC voltage, we are making the transistor in active region. That is nothing but we are making, suppose emitter base junction forward bias and base collector junction reverse bias. Okay, so this one is a base and this one is a emitter. The junction is emitter base junction. Okay, by using this plus VCC voltage, we are making transistor in a forward bias, and here because this is the NPN transistor. Okay, so collector base junction is reverse bias. Now your transistor operating in which region? Active region. Okay, why we need to operate the transistor in active region means to get the faithful amplified signal, we have to suppose operate the transistor exactly in the middle, that is nothing but active region. So we have to choose the, we have to fix the operating point exactly in middle. Okay, so by using this VCC voltage, we are making transistor in active region, and make sure this is your, which is you need to amplify the input signal. Okay, so weak signal, this signal is we are generating from the function generator. Okay, and finally we are getting the output between the emitter and collector, emitter and collector terminal. Okay, the output voltage is VCE, and input voltage is VBE. Okay, input voltage is VB, input current IB, and output current is IC. Okay, so here we are using the CRO. Okay, cathode ray oscilloscope, which is we can see the physical quantity of signal. Okay, so we are connecting the plus terminal positive, red we are representing, positive terminal we are representing with a red, and the negative we are representing with a black. So you can see here, I will show you what is the, suppose the equipment we are using to see the physical quantity. Okay, when I go to the practical demonstration, I will show you that. And here we have to vary the frequency. This is what I am speaking here, what I am explaining you, the procedure. Okay, so the procedure, first one we have to set the signal with this amplitude and this frequency, means 100 millivolts with 1 kilohertz frequency, and we have to apply the bias voltage 12 volts VCC, and here we have to connect the, suppose according to circuit we have to make the connections, according to circuit we have to make the connections. Okay, then next here CRO we have to connect, and positive CRO, positive terminal we have to connect to the collector, and the negative terminal we have to connect to the ground or emitter terminal. Okay, and here now we are seeing the frequency response of common emitter amplifier. Frequency response of common emitter amplifier. Why we need to see the frequency response of common emitter amplifier means, see, with respect to frequency, what is the gain, what is the output voltage of this common emitter amplifier, how it is varying with respect to frequency, that is we need to observe. Okay, so serial number 1, I am starting from this, suppose suppose we have to make frequency range initially 0, okay, then next to 2, okay, 0 means the output voltage is 0, okay, gain, okay, this all values will become 0. Next to we have to set 100, 10 hertz, 30 hertz, 70 hertz, like that you have to vary. 100 hertz, 300 hertz, okay, 1 kilo, 3 kilo, okay, like that you have to vary up to 1 megahertz frequency, and you have to note down the output voltage. You have to note down the output voltage from the CRO. From the CRO you can note down, and suppose you will get the values here. Okay, so I will show you what are the values with respect to frequency we are getting, and after that we have to calculate the frequency, means gain. We have to calculate the gain. So we have to represent Vs, input voltage is 100 millivolts, our input voltage is 100 millivolts, and how much this weak signal amplified by the, suppose this single stage amplifier, that is that voltage we have to take here, and we have to calculate the gain. Then after that this gain should be in dB, okay, means we have to calculate the power gain. Power gain we are calculating in suppose a 20 log power gain in dB, because we are seeing the, suppose the audio signal amplitude, how much it is increases, okay, audio signal units is dB, that's why we need to calculate the gain in dB, okay. So this is a observation. Then next to see the model graph. So this one is the model graph. You can see here model graph. So with respect to frequency, what happened at low frequency, the amplitude is low, means the gain is low, okay. Whenever the, suppose if you see the voltage gain formula, AV is equal to AI into RL by RA, okay, right. So when input resistance is increases, voltage gain decreases, okay. When input resistance decreases, voltage gain increases. When input resistance increases, voltage gain decreases, okay. So in at low frequency input resistance is very high, so the gain is very low, okay. So frequency increases, the reactance of circuit components decreases, so the gain increases, okay. So like this gain increases, okay. When it reaches the lower cutoff frequency, after this lower cutoff frequency, what happens means the circuit capacitor reactance becomes 0, okay. So that's why that will allow the maximum input signal, and that signal is get amplified by the this Q transistor, okay. So you will get the maximum gain, okay. Then after that high frequency, what happens means the internal capacitance reactance will be decreases, internal capacitor reactance decreases, okay. That is the junction capacitor, emitter base junction and base collector junction. Compared to this capacitor reactance, this capacitor reactance is very high, so we can say 5 picofarad, and this one we can say 3 picofarad, okay. So the capacitor reactance is very high. So at high frequency, what happens with respect to frequency, this reactance decreases. Now your input current is divided, means input current decreases. What happens? Output current decreases, that is the IC is equal beta times of IB, okay. So when your IB input current decreases, because now your input current start divided and that current flowing through the two junctions, okay, means your input current is decreases. Input current decreases means output current decreases means what happen? The gain decreases. If gain decreases, voltage gain decreases, okay. So at high frequency, voltage gain decreases. So from this model graph, we can able to calculate the bandwidth, okay. So what is the bandwidth formula? BW is equal to higher cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency. So bandwidth representing the amplitude, how much, suppose with respect to frequency, the amplitude is the gain of this circuit, how much it is maintained constant, that is we can calculate by using this bandwidth. Now now we can see the practical demonstration. We can observe. I will show you the practical demonstration. Now you are seeing this one is the CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope, and this one is the function generator. This one is the function generator. This one. So this one is a function generator, okay. So which is we are suppose giving the source signal, and on this trainer kit, okay. So here we designed the circuit in this trainer kit. Okay, elage pattukondi. So this is the function generator, okay. So in this function generator we are generating the weak signal, or suppose we are generating the signal, that is that signal we are considering here weak signal. So here the positive terminal is the positive, suppose the negative, this red terminal is positive and black terminal is negative, okay. Black terminal is negative, black terminal is negative, you can observe here. So this one is the black terminal negative and positive, red terminal is positive. From this we are generating the sine signal. So we have to press here sine signal, okay. So there is a sine symbol will be there. So if you press, so this function generator generates the particular signal, okay. So this positive voltage, positive means we are giving this by connecting this connecting wire, we are giving to the suppose this circuit, okay. So here you can see here input signal, okay. How you can see means by using this CRO we can see the physical quantity, how much of the input signal is there. So I am using here first channel for output section, and the second channel I am using for input section, okay. So now you are seeing this is the audio signal, sine signal, which is the suppose this one is okay, channel 2, okay. Now channel 2 is meant for the input. So this CRO positive terminal we connected to the input section, and channel 1 positive terminal we connected to the output section, okay. So output section. So here now we are seeing this one is input signal. So by varying this function generator notch, you can increase decrease the input signal amplitude, you can increase decrease the input signal. So now it is varying, right, that is nothing but the distortion, okay. So you can observe for suppose if you see the audio signal, if you see the suppose amplifier system, okay. So there you can observe some unwanted noise, okay, unwanted sound you can observe, that is nothing but unwanted sound, that is nothing but here the variation. So that is the distortion, that is called a distortion. So now from this CRO by using function generator we generated signal. So this is the input signal. So Vs, now we have to see the how much is the input signal amplitude and frequency you can see in function generator, okay. And here now we have to calculate the amplitude of this input signal, okay. So already I explained in last class how to measure the amplitude. The formula, number of vertical cycle multiplied with volts per division, and for current time period we have to calculate the horizontal cycle and multiply with time per division, okay. So how many boxes there here, it start from here 1 2 3, okay. 3 into 50 equal to 3 into 50, Okay. So here there is a notch indicating to the 50 millivolts. Okay. 3 into 50 means my input signal is 150 millivolts. But I wrote in circuit, it should be suppose 100 millivolts. So I have to adjust this signal. I have to suppose decrease this input signal amplitude. Okay. So now you can see input signal. First initially you have to keep in ground. Okay. Both now I am operating this channel 2. So you have to keep in ground. So there is the origin point you have to keep. Now it is a AC signal. So shift in AC mode. Okay. So 1 2. Okay. 2 1 2. So 2 into 50 millivolts means my input signal is now 100 millivolts. My input signal is now 100 millivolts and okay. So now the frequency is 1 kilohertz frequency. The frequency is 1 kilohertz frequency. What is our expected output? What is our expected output? The output must be more than the input. Okay. The output must be output signal must be more than the input signal. Okay. So what parameter constant here? The frequency is constant and frequency is constant and the amplitude should be more. Okay. So now I am shifting channel 1. Channel 1 is indicating output and channel 2 is indicating input. Okay. Now I am shifting to the channel 1. Okay. So this is your output. This is your output means your signal output signal amplitude is very high. So now the both channel in 50 millivolts only. Okay. Both are in 50 millivolts. So see now it is varying, right? It is varying is nothing but it is a distortion. Okay. There is a distortion. How distortion will come means? Okay. So based on the suppose circuit components, aging components. Okay. Based on the beta value, based on the VB voltage. Okay. So these are the parameters affecting to the stability. Okay. So so now your amplitude is more. So I am suppose increasing this voltage volts per division. So now you can see here. So if you calculate the output, so why you are getting this one means the circuit components and designed suppose biasing circuit. Okay. So if you choose properly, you will get the suppose a faithful amplified signal. Okay. So now here you have to measure the amplitude of this signal. So it start from here 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. 5 into it is indicating to the suppose a 1. Okay. So 5 volts. Input voltage is 100 millivolts. So you are getting output is 5 volts. That is nothing but your output is more than the input. Okay. If you see the both signal, okay, with respect to, so this is your input signal. Okay. And this one is your output. Okay. So if I change input this input signal amplitude, so this is somewhat varying here. Okay. Okay, like this you are getting, this one is the input signal and you are getting the output is this much. Okay, means your signal is get amplified by the this BJT device. That is nothing but now your device is acting as amplifier. Now what we have to do? So for 1 kilohertz frequency we have to note down this amplitude. Okay, now what is the amplitude of this signal? Amplitude of this signal 5 volts. Okay, 5 volts is your output. So input voltage is Vs is 100 millivolts and now V out how much we are getting? 5 volts. Okay, if you calculate the 5 by 100 milli 10 power of minus 3. Okay, how much we are getting? It would be suppose 50. Okay, 50, your gain is 50. Okay, gain is 50. So this 50 gain we are calculating in 20 log, okay, 50, so that you will get the value, okay. So that value we have to keep in suppose here, okay, for 1 kilo with respect to 1 kilo. Here the output voltage 5 volts and you are getting gain 50, and this gain in 20 dB log you will get some value, okay. Like that we have to calculate for 100 Hz, 200, 300, 400, 500 like this, okay. And you have to find out the voltage gain in dB, okay. And you have to plot the graph. So now you can observe here, this is your output. Now I am varying the frequency. This is a 10 Hz. So this is your output, okay. Why you are getting this output means frequency is low, the circuit capacitor reactance is very high. So now what happened? So slowly your amplitude increases, okay. So this is the amplitude of your signal, and this one is a megahertz. So now my frequency is a high frequency. So at high frequency what happened? Here gain or your output voltage is decreases, okay. Output voltage decreases means your gain decreases, okay. So this is the circuit diagram. This is the experiment, about the experiment explanation and calculation, okay. So we have to calculate now bandwidth, okay. So that is we can see by using the similar graph. So that is I will show you now. So this one is a common emitter amplifier. So this graph is specially meant for the suppose the amplifier frequency response, okay. So till now you seen the normal graph, okay. So here you are seeing now a similar graph, okay. Y axis is gain and x axis is frequency, okay. Y axis is gain and x axis is frequency, okay. So now here you can write the scale, okay. X axis, y axis 1 dB, suppose one scale, okay. 1 centimeter you can write 10 dB, okay, 3 dB, 4 dB like that. So you can divide this one, and similarly the frequency, okay. So if I start from the 10 Hz, okay, from here you will get 100 Hz, and here it becomes it will multiplying with this value, okay. So here you will get the 1 kilohertz, okay, 10 kilo, like this. Lastly you are getting the suppose till 1 megahertz we can able to draw here. Otherwise you can decrease the frequency, you can suppose increase the frequency scale, okay. So like this you will get amplitude like this, okay. So maximum gain divided by the root 2, maximum gain. So this one is a maximum gain, so that is the AV max we are representing, and it is minus 3 dB, okay. Maximum gain per suppose 30 dB, okay. So to see the corner frequency we have to suppose subtract with minus 3 dB, okay. So 27 dB you will get. So from that you write one you draw the one straight line, okay. Draw like this straight line, okay. The meeting point of this two for this graph, frequency response, this graph, the meeting point, so it representing the lower cutoff frequency, and here it representing the higher cutoff frequency. So from this you can calculate the bandwidth, okay. We can calculate the bandwidth, okay. Bandwidth representing the gain, how much, suppose it is constant, okay. The gain maintain constant, that is we can calculate by using the suppose the bandwidth, okay, right. If you have any doubts you can ask, you can keep in suppose comment section. I will try to clarify your doubts, okay. Thank you.